Today is The Sims' 23rd birthday. The Sims 1 was first released on February 4th, 2000, 23 years ago today. And since The Sims almost definitely isn't gonna do anything to celebrate, I thought that maybe we could. Because you see, a few years ago on the 20th birthday, they gave us this hot tub item, which has become a little bit notorious in the Sims community. It's not even like necessarily bad. It was more so just like shocking because like, why did we get this thing and that was it? After 20 years of the game being out. And so I thought today we could maybe try to revisit this hot tub and try to build a house specifically to include it. And this might be kind of a silly idea, but what if we set a budget of 23,000 for the 23 years? I mean, at that point, it's basically just a starter home plus the hot tub because this thing costs exactly 3,000 simoleons, but it also has some kind of interesting swatches. If I'm being honest, I don't usually go for like the bright green plumb bob swatches, but maybe we could try. It's just like such a confusing style. Like, I don't really understand why they made this. Obviously, like, some of these swatches are kind of a joke because a lot of them are genuinely decent, but what possessed you to do this? I don't know when I'm expected to use it either, because like, how do you even match something to that? Maybe I could try and use this like bright green roof. I don't think I've ever used this swatch. There actually is a few green roof swatches if I like really wanted to try, but maybe I'll use it. I feel like we need to really emphasize the patio as well. Like, this house needs to have a really nice back patio or something because that's kind of the whole point. But otherwise, I don't think it needs to be that big. I feel like I'd rather focus on like color and the backyard than on like buying furniture for the inside. Here's what I've got so far with the shape. Again, it isn't anything super fancy, but I'm definitely gonna use that green roof. This is probably the first and last time I will ever use that swatch. I wonder if I could like use any dark blue accents like this, because like that does match this hot tub, but do I want it to match the hot tub that well? I am not sure. I feel like I'm kind of walking a line right now where it's like almost too ridiculous. So it's probably in my best interest to tone it down a little bit and not like go full out with the blue and green. I'll think about it. I might change my mind. Annoyingly, this door doesn't come in like a bright blue color. I don't know why. I've got blue on this one, but that's like maybe a little bit ugly. Do you think that we should keep it? I'm getting a little ahead of myself because I haven't even thought about the floor plan yet. This is a really, really small house, so it's definitely not going to be anything like super fancy. I'm kind of thinking I might do something like this because then I can have a bedroom, a bathroom, living space, and then a small kitchen right here. You know, I never use the sliding glass door because it really annoys me how short it is. I want it to like fill up the wall and it's so low that it really bugs me, but it might be kind of nice considering we're trying to have this like nice patio space. I guess either that or we could do like some cute French doors or something. Those are also very short, so it's the same problem. Now I'm kind of trying to figure out what to do with the hot tub because should I like fence in the backyard and then put it up against the fence, or maybe it could go like right up to the fence, but then the fence stops at the hot tub? If I'm gonna put a fence, I think it needs to be like a little bit bigger because the yard's kind of small right now. Maybe we could try and have like the patio extend like this somehow, and then the hot tub could be like in the corner of it, because that's not so bad. The question is, do I need to like fill in the whole yard? Because I don't really like how this looks. Can I just have like fence on one corner? It's up against like the canal, right? No one's gonna walk by. I mean, they actually will walk by because random townies are gonna fish right here. But it's The Sims. You don't need to worry about privacy. So what? Jeffrey Landgrab's gonna come fish right next to your hot tub. When you think about it, it's maybe a little creepy, but that's fine. Oh, that's so annoying. I'm just gonna use a different bush. This one should be okay. And I kind of like how it looks right there. In doing this, I didn't really leave a lot of space for like other things in the backyard. I guess I could probably expand this out if I wanted to. I should probably also be using debug landscaping instead of real plants, but I kind of like how these look. And I'm also kind of interested in trying to use blue flowers to like match the hot tub. I'm not really liking how most of these look, so I'm not sure which one is best. Okay, at this point, I have definitely overspent on this patio. If we're gonna try and keep this a 23,000 simoleon house, good luck, because I haven't furnished anything yet. I just felt so inspired by the hot tub that I had to use it. How much do these trees cost? 70? Oh, that's fine. That's cheap. I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate this green roof. I'm really trying, like really, really trying, but there is something about it that I just do not like. I wonder if we could get like a flower box, because these do come in green. It's not the right shade of green, but it is green, and that might kind of help to bring green into other parts of this. What other shades of green roof are there? I don't think I want to do metal. I feel like I'm set on using this shingle, but this Shingle is also the problem. It's just so ugly. It's like not a nice shade of green. I'm kind of trying to like add to the front here a little bit by getting like little pieces of trim and stuff. And I think that might help with making it look a little more interesting. The green is like just horrible though. This will not work. You can't do that. You need to use a more plain foundation. You can't use the red brick. It looks really bad. No, 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 no. Okay. I'm really hoping that some flowers and like some landscaping will kind of save the day here, because at least if we've got some landscaping, it'll, you know, bring in some more green. See? I think the problem that I'm having with those particular bushes is that the shades are all off. But look, like all the bushes that have blue flowers are such a dark green. Should I not use blue flowers? That's just not the right shade of blue. But maybe I could do pink, because that pink does match the little flower box. And these are only like 30 simoleons, so they're kind of cheap, which also helps. It's the roof. The roof is just so unbelievably ugly. But I can't turn back on that now. That was like the whole point of the build. I insist on using this roof. I don't know how to make it work. Should we go back to like plain white flower boxes? Maybe we do all white with some pink accents. We could do the same thing in the back and just use like the green back here. So the whole house is just green and pink. I think me trying to do blue was kind of throwing it off anyway. This is okay. It's not good, but it's okay. I have an idea. If there's one chance to use that horrible green swatch of this wallpaper, I think this is it. I also probably can't afford to like decorate this bathroom, so I'm gonna need to rely on wallpaper to have like any sort of visual interest in here. I was about to get toilet paper, but I realized that maybe I should not spend that money right now. Let's just buy like all the things that actually matter, you know, necessities first, and then we'll come back and decorate. Super tempted with the lime green. I'm not gonna lie, like super tempted with the lime green. Is that a bad idea? I guess we could do like plain white cabinets and then like a fun green tile on the wall behind them. I always kind of forget how like off-white and not cute this fridge and stove are until you look at it up next to this like bright white counter. It's not very good. I won't lie, it's not the cutest thing. Also, I kind of had to scoot this door over a little to make space, so it doesn't look that good from the outside, but at least the tree sort of covers it. Do you think I can use these little chairs? I know they're green and yellow and it's like a little bit much, but hold on. How cute would like this little combo be? That is 200 simoleons. That feels a little extreme to me for like a plumb bob picture, but okay. Oh, maybe we could use the horrible lime green curtains. That would be nice. What a fun way to honor the Sims. Or wait, I have to size it down like so much, but we could use this little rug. It does look quite small when you put a coffee table on it. That's kind of sad. Oh, I forgot this couch has a partially green swatch. Okay, you know what? I don't even hate that. I swear, I did start off this video today thinking I was gonna be serious, and now it's turned into like this. But I kind of like it. It's like honestly kind of cute. I mean, it's not cute that that TV is floating, so okay, maybe don't use this table. Is that terrible sized up? It's not cute. If I'm gonna spend $14.75, I probably shouldn't spend like $2,600 on a TV. That's way too much. I'll just size it up. It's fine. I'll just let it be giant. I feel like I might even end up with more money at the end of this than I thought I would, because we've got 5,000 simoleons left to furnish a bedroom and then like add decorations. Oh, I have to furnish all this. Okay, maybe not. Sorry, maybe I spoke too soon. I kind of want to use a nice bed, but I also kind of want to have money. So right now I think I'm leaning towards this. Look, it's not the cutest thing. I did not realize how expensive that was. Okay, so we can't use that. You have to use a cheaper one. But actually this cheaper one comes in green, so it might be better. And that's half the price too. It's like cuter and cheaper. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to get some last minute little details in here because this room sort of sucks. I want to do like a green accent wall or something, but that is just horrendous. Like that actually looks horrible. I can't take it seriously. Maybe I'll keep it. It's an ode to The Sims, you know, with my horrendous shades of green. Okay, I totally forgot about this, but there's also these chairs and these come in a plumb bob swatch. I feel like we kind of have to. Like I can't come in here and make a house like this and then not use them. They're a little pricey. It's 445 simoleons. I would use this table too because the table has like the same swatch, but I don't know if I can justify that. 500 simoleons versus like the other ones. Oh, that's 395. I guess it isn't that much cheaper. It is a decent amount cheaper though, huh? I probably should use the cheap one. Okay. Can't afford a grill. I was gonna put one. Never mind then. I guess I could just center this this table if I can't afford to put anything else on it. I used cats and dogs windows, so maybe I'll put a couple little pet things around. That would be an easy way to add some decorations that are also cheap because I'm trying to make sure we stay under budget but still have like an interesting looking house. You know what? Why do I need to pay for an indoor trash can? They can just go outside. It's not far away. It's right here. I think the last thing I'm gonna add in is a couple little planter boxes because it sort of fills up this little corner right here a bit better. I can't even afford a towel. Are you kidding? Insufficient funds because it's 65 and I only have 63. Okay, well, I'll sell one of these. There. Now I can afford a towel. I can only have one dog toy. Sorry. This is way, way worse than I thought it was gonna be. Oh, and you know what? These chairs are from high school years. I don't care. It's base game cats and dogs and one high school year's chair and a hot tub because you know what? Actually, having a hot tub in a starter home is kind of fun because when else are you gonna use that thing? I need to make more of an effort to like try and fit in hot tubs into my builds. The problem is this is the only base game one, and because of the weird roof, like obviously sometimes it's fun, but also sometimes it doesn't really work because it doesn't match everything. Like you can't always make an all green Sims house. Okay, well, I'm putting it on the gallery. It's all right. It's a nice little house. Emphasis on little, and it's a little ugly, but that's okay. It's fun to try and use a different roof texture sometimes. Also, I'm sorry if this video seems all over the place. I'm not gonna lie, I've had a rough day. I got randomly stung by a wasp earlier when I was sitting on a park bench reading my book and my leg hurts. And I've been a little bit distracted because I was attacked earlier by a wasp. So I think it's fine. This video is probably fine, but if it's weird, blame the wasp. Happy birthday to The Sims, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. I actually kind of like the green room. There's something kind of cute about it. Obviously, it's not like the best shade of green, but it's not terrible.